Live. Yes.
So I should
Okay.
be able to see this. Why can't I see this? No, I'm trying to see it right there. We
Well, we are
know.
live. Okay. As long as that ain't affecting my live, I don't care. All right.
There we go.
Okay. We were having some technical difficulties tonight. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our live. Real Talk is back. We're going to try to be a little more organized with it. You know what? I'm about to move this desk vertically because I feel like that'll help. So I'm gonna move this over to you for a second. Like just hold it in the middle and then do it like this. Look, by sitting on my case, that hurt.
Yep. Yep.
The way
There you go.
falling.
Nope.
I'm trying to figure out like, cause I don't want to rotate it like that. Well, that didn't help. I'm looking at y'all experience. Okay. I don't know why it's doing this. Now I'm like, well, should I move the light? That's a little better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't see you though. Like I don't like that. Oh, I can't see you because you're gonna be talking. They're gonna be like, "Who is that voice?" Okay. Okay. If I sit back, boom, it's perfect. Okay. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Yosha and Des.
What up?
And tonight we're going to be doing Real Talk Live. So, thank you so much for joining us for this live. Give this video a thumbs up if you're watching. And stay tuned. We're going to be talking about all of the topics that were on the poll. Shout out to everybody that participated to let us know what y'all wanted to talk about tonight. And so, we're going to be talking about making money online. We're going to talk about subtopics under that, such as starting a business, what's been working, what's not, etc., goals. And then we're going to talk about weight loss and health goals and any subtopics within that. And then after that, we're going to talk about relationships. But that is the order that y'all voted for under my poll that I did a couple days ago, or about 5 days ago. So thank you for letting us know what y'all wanted to see and hear. Um, Chris, hi, Chris. We're back.
What
I'm
up?
sorry that it took us so long to be back on here live with y'all, but I'm so glad to see that you came back. I don't like the way it's cutting you off. There. Let me scoot over. Okay. Well, how are you tonight, Chris? Oh, all right. Well, I guess we can start with the first topic, which was making money online.
Yeah.
So, making money online has been something that we've been really looking into at our house. And I wanted to tell y'all to make sure you check out the video that we just posted on my channel today. It was posted around 6 o'clock. So, if you have time, maybe not tonight because it's already late, but maybe tomorrow, check out the video that we just posted about making money online and taking surveys online to make money. All of those that we mentioned are sites that we have used and have gotten paid using. So they're legitimate sites. It's not a scam. Some of them we have referrals for, and some of them we don't. But check that video out if you want to know more about
Nah, that's what's up,
making
Chris.
surveys online.
Yeah, we just took a break for a couple of weeks. Did some traveling and went to a few places, and now we're back.
Yeah, thank you for being concerned about us. But no, we were fine. As long as you see these scheduled uploads on my channel, then we're usually pretty good. But I took a break because it was things going on. Like on Fridays, I think between us having family events or just different things going on, then Josiah started school. So that was a whole adjustment as well. And he's kind of more on a routine now. He might pop that head out. We hope not, but he might pop that head out because he hears us. But it was just going to be a little difficult for us to keep him up that late because sometimes he would literally wait for us to finish. And then during the week, we have him going to bed so early now because he's in pre-K now. So had to kind of get him into a synced routine before we disrupted it a little bit with the Friday night stuff. So thank you for rocking with us. Um, I guess what I want to talk about like making money online, and what I want to know is why there isn't a lot of my computer failed. Why there isn't a lot of public information about ways to make money online. Like it's almost like you have to hoops, dig through hoops, jump through hoops, or dig real deep to find out about different ways to do things online. So, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
I mean, I can understand why it's not so readily available. You're making money, so as many people that can keep the money to themselves, they kind of have their own niche versus having to compete with a bunch of other people to make surveys or just go do all kind of stuff before you're finished.
what were you upset about? Chris, what were you upset about?
You might be typing.
I'm sharing the link to my Facebook real quick. Oh, I thought that was mine. I was like, no, Mama, no.
No, it's
If you
mine.
just joined the live, thank you so much for joining us. We are in the middle of talking about making money online, and one of our people in the comments, Chris, has shared with us what he's dealing with. So we're trying to figure out. We're getting to the bottom of it. In the meantime, I'm sharing the link to this live with my Facebook friends, just in case they want to join us right now for the live. But we're going to be talking about making money online, weight loss and health goals, and relationship talk. But we're doing it in the order I just said because that was the order that they voted, or you voted, or whomever took the poll during the week. So join us now for Real Talk Live. Boom. And let me make it public this time
Yeah, that would be.
so it's easier to share.
Yeah, but with making money online, because not a lot of people know about it, it can make it easier in most people's minds for them to make money with less people on the site.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like that's why it's not so readily available. But once you find out about it, you realize that there are other sites like
You're
Swagbucks.
right.
Swagbucks runs a commercial for theirs, and I signed up for them. I haven't taken a lot of surveys with them yet, but you do get some sites, especially the newer sites that aren't getting as much traffic to, or the ones that are getting a lot of traffic and paying better money. Um, you'll see that sometimes they advertise, but other than that, you don't probably not gonna find too many survey sites looking to give you a bunch of money or giving you money and letting you do multiple things.
Also, I think that sometimes when people find out information that's benefiting them, they don't want to tell other people and help them because they feel threatened by competition or threatened by someone else maximizing that opportunity as well. even when it comes to starting a business, I feel like there are some people that have found success in the business that you want, that you may know or that you may be acquainted with. And it's very rare to find people that will really sit down with you and tell you what you need to do. Even in the corporate world, or like, if, let's say, for example, you work in a customer service role, but you aspire to do something that uses a skill that you have. Yes, exactly. Why can't we all get it? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So it's like you feel like threatened by somebody else doing well besides you, so you don't want to share the information. So, like I was saying, you in the customer service world, but you have a passion or a skill that you want to share, and you tell somebody that can help you by telling you information, not even letting you use their name, not even them saying something to the person that can pull you in and put you on, but just you asking them for information and you're willing to do the work, but people will roadblock you and not tell you. So, one of the things that I do on my channel, with my lifestyle section, is I try to help other people. If I find out information, I'm going to share it with y'all, because at the end of the day, I want to see us all win, and I don't feel threatened by the next person winning. With this whole YouTube thing, it's been people that's been on here as long as me, and longer than me, and shorter than me. And regardless, I clap every time somebody's channel takes off, because they did it. And what's for them is for them, and what's for me is for me. And so I don't feel like me withholding something from somebody is going to prevent them. It may delay them, but it's not going to prevent them. And the same goes with me. So with the whole making money online thing, I do wish that it was easier to find this information. I am going to share with you some of the ways I make money online. Like I said, the first thing that you can get into that's real easy is survey taking. It's scary. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The first time I signed up for a survey site, I was pregnant with Josiah, and that was like 4 years and some change ago. And I signed up because I was like 38 weeks and I was about to have Saya. And I wanted to have some extra money in my pocket because I wasn't going to be able to work for at least 2 months after having him. And for some reason, I kind of fell off with it. That some reason was probably because I still live with my dad, and so it wasn't as urgent. But I remember the site that I used, and things happened in the future, and I ended up signing back up. And so, like Des was saying, sometimes when you're doing one online site, you end up finding out about another online site. And so now we're using about 5 or 6 sites that pay us with PayPal to make money online. And so I've shared a video earlier today. It's 20 minutes long because we're going over all of them, what we like, what we don't like. We telling y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Feel free to ask us here on the live. I will answer the same question again. It doesn't bother me. But I also wanted to share with y'all another thing that I just started doing. I'm going to make a separate video about it because I haven't gotten paid yet. So I want to make sure I get my money first before I, promote this site. But I'll just tell y'all as a bonus, mystery shopping is a real thing. And so I've signed up to Mystery Shop for cash, because of another YouTuber that I met along in an engagement group. And so if you mystery shop, you can actually get paid to shop and eat at places that you normally frequent, and you can even get reimbursed for the stuff you purchase within a certain amount. So, hey mom. Hi Kayla. And yes, thank you C Biz TV for stopping by. Okay. But yeah, we're in the middle of talking about making money online and just business and people's perspectives in general. Oh. Hi.
Unless you want to rearrange what we talking about stuff, we can talk about that after we finish talking about business.
How long will you be on the live? Because we are going to talk about relationships, but we are going to talk about that on the after the
The
second
back end.
topic.
Yeah.
Because we polled everybody to ask, and they wanted to do money first, and then weight loss, and then relationships. But we can still answer that. You let me know how long you're going to be awake so I can make sure that you'll still be up and on here.
She's
Oh,
London,
so it's like 4 a.m. your time. Okay. You said, but. Well, for the other people that are watching, do y'all mind if I answer her question? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I don't think anybody cares. Okay, cool. So to summarize, basically, without saying too much, she said, "Go right ahead." Okay, cool. First of all, thank you so much for staying up to watch our live with the time zone difference. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah.
And then let me go ahead and answer your question. So to give the people a backstory without saying too much, basically she's just going through a rough time right now. She just had a beautiful baby girl, and her son's father are not together. They're kind of trying to work things out with each other. But he's kind of started moving on, and he actually has a girlfriend, and he's sending mixed signals because he's still involved with her while he has the girlfriend at the same time. And she feels torn because she still is emotionally attached, and she um, wants to move on because she's not happy, but she's still in love. Do you have family support? No. So let me specify, do you have family support of you in general, or do you mean like they don't support because of him? Okay, so you kind of feel like you're alone in this world, and you don't really have anybody to guide you. Okay. So you're basically on your own raising your daughter, and you don't really feel like you have anybody. Do you have any close friends? Why would you say you lost a lot of friends during your pregnancy? Was it over some arguments? So you have your closest cousin. Okay. Um, are you open to making new friends in your area? Maybe trying to meet some friends that also have children? Because I can tell you from experience, it's difficult. Once you have a child, sometimes your friends that don't have any children don't necessarily understand what you're going through. And it's not to say that you can't have friends that don't have kids, but some of the friends that do have kids don't necessarily get how your life changes. And maybe they might be younger, still want to have like partying and going out all the time or doing stuff last minute, fly by, and you're not going to really be able to do some of those things, especially with a baby that's under 1 years old. Like, let me see. Um, I'm not sure. They have kids. Okay. Well, if they did that, they weren't really your friends to begin with. And sometimes the realest of situations exposes the truth behind certain people. You can have known somebody for 10 years, and when you finally go through something real, they may not be there because it's not convenient for them anymore. And those type of people are not your friends. Um, but I can understand going through pregnancy alone is very, very depressing because that's kind of how my pregnancy went with my son's father. When I was pregnant, he was locked up for most of the time and he had cheated on me. So I was single during some of my pregnancy. And that's depressing. No person intends for their child to be brought into the world like that. But at this point, you have to work towards your own happiness again as an individual. You are a mother now, and it's important for you to be okay and whole for yourself so that you can be the best you can be for you, so that you can rub off and be the best that you can be for her. And it sounds like because you're going through so much emotionally, you're just wanting somebody. And from what we discussed, I'm not going to say here on the live, but I'm pretty sure that people can kind of get what they need to out of it. And you know what we already talked about. But I'm pretty sure that you're accepting less than what you deserve because he has been there for you in some ways, even though does not deserve you with how his actions are showing during your pregnancy, after your pregnancy. But maybe in your eyes, a little part of you feels like he was there, and your family is not, your friends that you knew are not, and you only have this one cousin. I encourage you to find something that makes you happy other than your daughter. Your daughter is a good thing to make you happy, but something inside of you that makes you happy. Now, I did see on your Instagram that you are on a weight loss journey and that you lost a lot of weight. So, congratulations on losing that weight. I would actually recommend that maybe you look into something like that, like working out again. For me, when I dealt with my breakup, working out again was something that I did for me, and it made me feel good about myself to go to the gym and do a Zumba class, do a cycling class, sweat, and get rid of some of that anger and frustration and not feel judged. Um, my mother-in-law is in the comments saying to do counseling.
No, she's saying she already signed up for counseling.
Oh, okay,
I was
I
just
was gonna
saying,
say sometimes people
take it
can't
slow.
afford counseling, but if you can, counseling is a really good thing. Through my job, I actually have an opportunity to do phone counseling, and I really like that because I'm a private person. And I don't feel like I'm quite ready, even though eventually I will go to an actual person face to face and speak with someone. But it just feels good to have somebody that doesn't know you personally to counsel you. Not your mom, not your aunt, not your cousin, but somebody that don't know you and that's just there to support you, to help you work through those emotions and figure out why things happen the way they do, to figure out why you react to certain things the way you do, and kind of just break down those barriers so that you can get yourself out. That's an amazing thing. And see, that's a good thing, that it caused you to open up because I might be wrong, but I know you're an Aries. And, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of Aries people are very strong. They hold a lot of things inside and they don't like to show vulnerability or weakness. Now, if that is how you are, you probably are dealing with a lot and you're holding it in and it's affecting you internally because you're not venting or praying, or I won't say you're not praying, but you're not venting and getting that out. And that's not healthy sometimes. So I think it's really good that you're speaking to someone who doesn't know you, that is there to help you and root for you 100%, because it is going to be hard. That's what I was telling you earlier about the whole healing process. That is not easy. Moving on is not easy. Staying in the situation is not easy either because things get worse. But when you move on, you have to face it, so you can really move on and be whole for yourself again. It's okay. Would you say that self-esteem is an issue? You're welcome. You're welcome, Chris. Um, how do you feel like you're slowing down everything? You mean with the live? Because you're not. This is how we want the live to go. We want people to ask us questions so we can keep the dialogue going. Do you mean like you're slowing down things in your life? Okay, your turn to speak, Des. Because you've been through this situation. So scoot on in.
They can see me, but yeah, I mean, it's
This is my husband, Des, by the way.
How you doing? Um, with that, that's something you have to build as a day by day process, and I mean, though a lot of those things haven't changed, so you do have to take that into consideration. Um, you have to take into consideration that these are things you have to give to yourself. You can't walk out and expect somebody to. You can't expect somebody to basically be responsible for giving you those things. You can't be responsible for. You can't expect anybody to be the one who gives you self worth or self love or self esteem. That's something you have to want to give yourself. So every day you have to get up and force yourself to say, um, you have to force yourself to say nice things. You have to go in and tell yourself that you're beautiful and that you deserve this. If nothing else, you should be able to write down three things every day to say what you're grateful for and three things that you like about yourself and continue to expound upon those. And then once you get past that, you can start to branch out into other things that you feel good about yourself and you're able to lift yourself up and look yourself in the eye or look in the mirror and say that you feel beautiful and that you love yourself and that you appreciate everything that you're able to do for yourself, because then that's not something that's going to draw you into other people. That won't be a definition of love that somebody can give you that's good enough. You're able to say, well, okay, I tell myself that, so I appreciate you telling me. Or you can learn how to appreciate it and not have to say anything. But when that person walks away, it's not like you feel like you need to be attached at the hip for you to be able to love yourself because you're with them. I mean, you're gonna feel certain ways. You're gonna feel certain ways, especially out of a breakup, especially when you all have a child together. You're gonna feel certain ways, but you shouldn't feel like you wasted time. This was your learning lesson, in a sense, because you may run into this again in the very near future, and now you know how to deal with it already. It's not something that you have to go back in and relearn. You have certain telltale signs. You have certain things that you see and that you can appreciate seeing early enough to be able to get out.
But what did he really show you? What did he really show you? I don't want to say your name, and I know that I'm not going. That's not your name, but I'm not gonna say it.
She basically
no, but I'm saying, what did he really show you? He showed you a good time for a while, and then when things got real, he left you hanging. He didn't show you anything that another person can't show you that much better. And maybe if he was the first to do it, or the one of the first people that you felt really loved you, it feels like it's the end of the world. I can't take that from you because it is the end of your world right now as you know it. But I'm telling you from experience, when you take that time to love you and pick yourself back up, you're going to get stronger. You're going to be wiser. You're going to be better. You're going to level up so much that the guy that you had your child with will be nothing but something that you're grateful for, because it taught you how to never forget to love you first. And you will have a precedent of what you will not accept going forward. And everything else that you inquire that even resembles that mess that you dealt with, it won't even be attractive to you anymore. Yes, Chris, you can say something. Feels like it wasn't true, but he told me. Well, I think you have to decide when you're ready to move on if that's what you want. Because that's the thing. If you're still in love and he wants to work it out, and he wants to work it out and not be with the other woman at all, then you can't still hold on to the past and expect to move forward. I'm not saying you can't forget the past, but if you're gonna forgive him and y'all are gonna mutually work on it, monogamously work on it, that's one thing. But if he is telling you those things so that he can get in bed with you, that's manipulative, and he's not changing. He is co-parenting and sleeping with you occasionally and going home to someone else. And that is not him working on it. What he is saying to you to get what he wants from you is manipulative behavior. It is not a sign of him trying to get things where they need to be for y'all to work out. There's a difference. He feels that no matter what happens, whatever he does, you're gonna always be there for him. And from experience, I've been in a relationship like that. Hey, I do see we have 8 people live. Can y'all give this a thumbs up for me? I really appreciate it if y'all could. I know y'all are here because y'all are chatting, so I appreciate it. But if you can, go ahead and thumbs up this as well. Anyway, he feels that way because that's the precedent that you've set. But just because you set that precedent in the past, it doesn't mean that you have to continue it. At any point in time, you can decide for you that you don't want to deal with that no more. And it ends, whether you have a history together or not. With me, like, I'm gonna keep bringing this up because this is the main situation. But with my child's father and other exes that I had, I would set a precedent that you can mistreat me and I'll forgive you and I'll let you come back around and we'll try it again 2, 3, 4 times. And it didn't improve just because we took breaks from each other so the person could go do what he wanted to do while I sat there kind of broken and sad. Like, it got worse every time. So I don't, it's the situation that we discussed privately. I just don't feel like it's going in that direction. I can't tell you when to leave because when I was in that situation, could no one tell me? I could explain it to my friends. I could talk to about how I felt to my dad. I could talk to how I felt to people that I worked with. And they would all give me this look like that just doesn't sound right. After 1 or 2, 3 times, they like, I don't like him. You can do better. But until I believed that I could do better, until I believed for myself, I don't want to deal with that no more. It didn't matter how absurd the things were that happened. It didn't matter. The cheating, the disrespect, the lack of loyalty. It didn't matter because in my head at that time, that's what I thought love was. Or I was focused on the good times, but I wasn't paying attention to reality. I'm still stuck in what happened when we met, but in the current role, I'm going through hell with this person. So, I mean, I can't say more than that. Um, I'm going to keep you in my prayers. If you ever want to talk to me for advice, I'll be here. But just know there's nothing else I can tell you because you have to make that decision for you when you're ready. And if you're still going back and forth to where you want to work it out, but then you don't at the same time, then you're not necessarily where you need to be to start your moving on process. Exactly. You're stuck on what was when things were good, but you're not realizing what is right now. Other than when he wants to initiate stuff, how is he treating you? If you are feeling sad and down, can you call him right now? Or is he cuddled up with somebody else? And it's not fair to you. You are settling for what less than you deserve. And you're young and you're beautiful and you don't have to. Like, I'm not just saying this. You are a pretty girl. With or without the weight loss surgery, you are a pretty girl. And you don't have to settle for him because there is plenty of people out there that will want someone just like you with your traits, with your ambition, with your style, with your personality that would want to treat you right. But first, you got to get you together so that you don't put yourself in a situation. Or if you see somebody that appeared to be good, try to put you in a situation you can kind of steer clear of it. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's on his timing because you're allowing it. But when you actually start moving on, your life will not revolve around when he's calling because you'll be having your own activities. And so then you're going to have to mutually work it out when it's convenient for you and for him, not just him. Everything is on his timing for now, but once you move on, it will not be on his timing because you won't know what time he goes to work. You won't know what time he's available, what days off he has. Well, you might if he's picking up your daughter and stuff, but you won't be wrapped around still focused on how it was when y'all were together. Once you really start moving on and you start doing your own thing, you gonna have to see what you can do, what time you're able to meet because you got your own stuff going on. What are your goals in life? What are some things that make you happy? Is it weight loss? Like, when you were sharing your weight loss journey, were you doing that to motivate yourself and motivate others? I would block him on social media and unfriend him on any social media that you have, and do not text him at all unless it's about your child. And I would write down on a piece of paper your goals. What do you want out of life for you and your daughter? That is what I would do. Okay, that's great. That what you just said is great. So I think that that's still something really good that you can focus on. Empowering others with your weight loss success and well, good. He made it easy for you. Follow your dreams. You're young. You're not married. You can be selfish right now. Now you still have to consider your child, but I'm saying you could be selfish right now because you're not committed to anyone. So I would encourage you to figure out what it is you can do to help you follow your dreams. Um, maybe if are you in school or have you finished school already? Yes, that's good. You know what? I love to cook too. Cooking, I got this bottle in front of my face. Cooking is so therapeutic. And so is for me cleaning. I like to clean. Cleaning makes me smile. But going back to church is I should have said that first. But going back to church and getting close to God again is the best thing you can do after a breakup. God, he's like, if, especially when you feel like you don't have anybody or everybody that you have just doesn't get it or they're not there for you, God can guide you through. You can talk to him and it's like having a diary Somebody, you just feel the presence that he's listening, but at the same time, you don't have to feel alone. Um, yes, pray and ask God to give you a sense of strength. Um, pray for wisdom, clarity. Um, pray for forgiveness for yourself. Forgive yourself for the situation, because I hear in your tone that you are blaming yourself, and it's not all your fault. Whatever happened between the two of y'all is not your fault. You don't own that completely. And the things that are happening now, you still don't own that completely. So don't keep putting that blame on you or putting yourself down. I don't feel like it's all your fault. I don't feel like you are not worthy enough. God, like my friend is saying, God closed the chapter for a reason, because something greater is on the other side. And unfortunately, you had to go through this so that you could appreciate what is coming later. But the longer you stay here and you keep doing this rodeo, you're not going to get to where you're supposed to be, because you're blocking yourself. You're not going to be able to see the nice guy that is in your neighborhood, or the nice guy that works with you, or the nice guy, maybe not work, don't date somebody that you work with, never mind. But you're not going to be able to see the nice guys that are around you somewhere, because you're so focused on him. It's like tunnel vision. And the issues with your mother, that's a whole different thing. Like, oh, that's so hard to talk about. My mother is no longer living, but when she was, there were times where she did things where I always would feel like, I don't want to be like her when I grow up. But there were certain things I didn't understand that now that I'm grown and I have my own child, that I'm understanding more. And there were certain things that she did that I just did not agree with. Um, and so I understand that whole complex of I don't want to become like my parents when they were doing things that I didn't like. But sometimes, and okay, if there's certain things that you don't want to do that are toxic, just because you're going through this chapter does not mean that you're going to be just like your mom, or that you're going to go have this horrible life just because you're going through a storm right now. This is just a storm. But after storms, there's sunshine. But you gotta get through that storm first. And right now you might be in the middle of it, but it can't rain forever. Thank you. I'm only inspiring because I've been where you are. Literally. Literally. You know? Um if you feel like you're doing what your mom does, it could be, or you could just be doing what you think is right because you were in love. There's nothing wrong with loving hard. But unfortunately, when you're young and it's like your first love or your first real relationship, even if it's not your first relationship, but just your first real relationship that you feel like is real to you at the time, or y'all have a baby together, that's difficult. So don't beat yourself up because you loved him, because guess what? When you go into something, you're supposed to love the person. I love Dez. And sometimes, um, the hurt and stuff like that I've had in the past, sometimes it trickles in a little bit. But the point of me saying that is, when you love somebody, you're gonna love hard. I'm not gonna not love my next person because of the past. I'm just gonna have learning lessons, and it'll help kind of draw you to people that are a better fit for you. Um, you'll be able to see certain signs, but really, you should focus on you right now, because what you don't want to do is hop from one person to another person, and then you're still a broken person. So you're still going to attract people that are not good for you if you don't know who you are, because you're going to be trying to forever make somebody else like you, make somebody else appreciate you. And every man changes. Every man, in my opinion, changes their behavior after a relationship starts to get serious. During the phase, the pursuit. Yeah. When you're trying to get the person, you give the best version of yourself. And guess what? Women do this too. You give the best version of yourself. Once you get serious, thank you, Kayla. Once you get serious is when some of those true colors and the comfortableness comes in. And so you're just I hear that it's like you're associating those good times with things he did for you, but that's stuff that any guy is gonna do at the beginning because it's the beginning. It's new, it's fresh, it's fun to both of you. But once they get comfortable, or if they don't have a good sense of relationships and they're just a disrespectful person, they're going to pretend to be one thing to get what they want. And once they get comfortable in getting it is when they start doing what they want and the true colors come out. So, yes, and what you do, what you allow is what will continue. That's the hard thing. Like with a cheater, I mean, if you're married, I mean, you shouldn't cheat, period. But if you're married, that's a different category. But when you're dating people and you're not married, you shouldn't be cheating. I'm not saying that. But when somebody cheats on you, it damages the trust. Without trust, there's pretty much no relationship. And if you have somebody that cheated on you and has been cheating on you, and they don't have a remorse for it and they keep doing it over and over again, every time you forgive them, it's like they're not going to stop doing it because you've set a precedent that it's okay. And another thing, if a guy ever tells you that you should move on and he says that to you, you should just move on because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You need to believe that. If he tells you that he does not want you, if he tells you that he is moving on, you need to believe that. Don't believe what he says in your presence when he's trying to get you to have sex. Why would he be rude to you when he's trying to get you to have sex? That doesn't make any sense. In the moment, you know, you got to listen to what he is telling you, and you have to listen to what he is doing as well. What he is doing does not match up with what he is saying. And he can be there for your daughter without being attached to you. Y'all don't have to be intimate, but I already told you, to help you get some of these emotions out, stop having sex with him. Don't continue to have sex with him. Not only because you're trying to detach yourself emotionally, but if he has already told you he has another girl that is his girlfriend, he's having sex with her too. So you want to share penis with him, with her. I wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. I can't see. So. Yeah, but you're not walking out on him at this point. You sound like you've given a lot of chances, and you can. How old is your daughter? How old is your daughter? 3 months. 3 months. Okay, you can. You can cut your losses now while your baby is 3 months, or you can drag this out for another 12 months, and now your baby's gonna be a year and a half. Your daughter is not old enough to remember any of this right now. She doesn't even know of the dysfunction. So if you're even blaming yourself for that, she won't even know nothing about it. Y'all can co-parent. Honestly, with the other information that you shared with me, if he is a father of your baby and possibly another, that's what you need to be focused on. You can't go through what anymore? So he's had 2 babies on you? You do need to get out. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't make you. I've been saying this the whole time. I cannot make you, but it is early. Your baby, you don't know what's going on. I know you only have two. You only have one child, but you said 2 children. So he has had 2 children on you, or he has your daughter and another baby on the way. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like y'all were just if your baby is 3 months old, basically he's been messing with you and that girl at the same time, and y'all were basically pregnant together. That it just don't make no sense. Hey, Chris. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I personally, I would cut your losses now. That was my only regret per se, because I don't have really regrets. Everything happens for a reason. But I knew when I was pregnant that he was cheating. I knew after, Josiah was like 9 months, 10 months old, before one, that stuff was going downhill. I kept subjecting myself to that stuff and going crazy. I didn't have to do that.
Oh, she's not doing until February of next year.
Oh,
Even still,
it doesn't matter. If she got pregnant that fast, he was dealing with her while you were not able to have sex. Because if she got pregnant recently, you've been out with your baby. If the baby's 3 months, you just came off of your 6 weeks. I mean, the baby was conceived really close to when you delivered your baby. He had a girlfriend while you were pregnant or right after you had your baby. That doesn't that timing is not sitting right with me. And it's not sitting right with you either. You're trying to make it make sense and it doesn't. That doesn't make sense. But and see, I don't even want to read stuff like that because it'll piss me off. Like every time you wanna forgive, I'm not gonna tell you not to forgive him, but every time he wants to pursue you, I would think about how you felt when you were alone when your child was in the NICU. I would think about how tough pregnancy was because he was there stressing you out. That in itself should anger you alone. She may have been jealous of your daughter, but she didn't get pregnant by herself. That's the part. Don't put that blame on that other girl. The other girl don't have nothing to do with you and him. And that's the thing. Sometimes when we're upset, we get angry and we start trying to put blame on others and not hold accountable the person that screwed up. In this situation, your son's father messed up. It is not the other girl's fault. Now, she knows about you. She knows of you, and so she's painting a big mess for her own life. Not that a child is a mess, because children don't have to be here. But what I'm saying is, if she was aware of you and aware that he just had a baby and she wanted to get pregnant, that's her mess that she'll have to clean up. But what I'm telling you is, you dealt with all of that. You shouldn't even want him back. He doesn't deserve you. He don't deserve neither of you, really, because he's having his way with both of y'all, and neither one of y'all deserve it. But you're here on my live, so I'm telling you, you have the upper hand. You don't have him living with you. You're not stuck to him. You're not married to him. You don't have to deal with that for the rest of your life. Y'all can co-parent. He blocked you on social media and got you blocked like you're the toxic person. Consider it a favor done. and keep it about your child. That's it. Take a break from each other. You ignore him when he hits you up. If he is calling about the child, y'all talk about the child. He changes the subject, hang the phone up. He is not a perfect boyfriend. He is cheating on his girlfriend with you. How is that a perfect boyfriend? She's getting a loser. He is not a good person. You're not losing anything by not being with him. I swear. Your life is in a better place because you're not with him. And that's what you have to realize. You don't need him. How old am I? 00? Or how old is the person asking me questions? Me or her? Type in me or her. I'm 26. Why do you ask how old I am? I am. I'm giving out relationship advice based on my experiences. And I'm married and I've been through some things in my 26 years. So I feel like I'm official enough to give some advice because I've been through some of what she's talking about and I was able to successfully get out of it. So, not that I know everything. I'm constantly learning. It's a constant battle. But I do know from what she's talking about, like, the best thing to do is focus on yourself and focus on reality, not what could be, what you want. I know a lot of times you feel down because you wanted to have, your perfect family and stuff like that. But there's no such thing as a perfect family. Even in two-parent households with the biological mother and father, I grew up with parents that were together and married, and they should have been divorced years ago because they was arguing and it was dysfunctional. So it is so much better to successfully co-parent and find someone that complements you and that you can get along with to raise your kids around so that it doesn't affect their view of love and marriage and all of that versus just sticking with somebody because that's your baby's father or that's your, whatever. It's just not worth it. If that's part of your fear, let that go. Like, yes, it hurts your feelings because you try not to be a single mom. That's not what you wanted. Nobody says, ooh, when I grow up, I want to be a single mom. No. But you don't have to be, torn in between someone that doesn't treat you right just because you didn't want to be a single mom. That's true. Absolutely. You have to find a way to heal and you have to find a way to forgive yourself and to forgive him. I talked about that as well on my channel because it's like you can't still be angry with him and bitter and upset about that and then be able to be joyous and move on. No one wants a bitter person. No one wants to be around a miserable person. And I don't mean just like guys, I mean like friends. You were saying you felt like you don't have friends. Well, first, be a friend to yourself so that you can love on yourself. Talk to a counselor, like you said, about your problems. Get to know people and just find out again what makes you happy so that you can be okay and you can build healthy relationships that are new with other girls and with other guys as well, but with other girls as far as having a network of friends, even if it's only one or two people. I think a girl's friend, and maybe that friend can be your cousin because you said you're close to one of your cousins. You and your cousin build that bond, and then your child is gonna grow. She's gonna end up going to daycare. She can make friends at daycare. You can start trying to make friendships with those children's mothers, so you can build a network of women. There's Facebook groups. You found me online. There's Facebook groups for single moms. There's Facebook groups for black moms where you can join and you can meet girls all around the world. If you're not trying to have a relationship with somebody because you don't know them, you can just have a little casual discussion with other single moms all around the world, and you can make friends like that. I have so many friends I met because of YouTube. It's a good way to connect with people that don't know you but can relate and they won't judge you. I suggest you do that. Get your mind off him. Facebook. Fine. Okay, so here's your homework because we're not gonna have this discussion again. We can talk, we can build on this, but we're not gonna keep on hovering over this because he done had enough of our time. All right, we finna get this. We're gonna make some progress tonight. Okay, so I want you to go to bed because I know your baby is asleep, so you need to go to sleep. After you go to bed, you get your rest and you wake up and you do your motherly duties. I want you to look online on Facebook for some support groups for moms where you'll find people like your age that have children and see if there's like a London moms group or, I know I'm in a few that are in my state and there's some that just kind of go all around and it's just an area where women can vent. They can talk about their problems. They can talk about what they're going through with their children. And they can talk about what stages they are in the motherhood thing. So that's a way you can meet some girls, some friends, get you some Facebook friends, the online community. With the weight loss thing, I want you to, again, kind of hone in on that. Maybe get you a journal so you can write down what you want to talk about. I think if like YouTube is your thing, you could even hi Kiva. Hey girl. I think you could even possibly talk about weight loss, basically after weight loss surgery and then weight loss after having a baby, after having weight loss surgery. I'm pretty sure there are women that have experienced that same thing that want to know how that is. Like you have so much power in the things that you've went through. You don't even know that God is preparing you for something great right now. So I honestly think that you just have to refocus your attention. Even if you're not ready today to say I'm going to stop talking to him, you need to start slowly shifting your attention to things that are important to you that don't include him. There's no need to be sorry. I just want you to get to a better place. Don't apologize. Thank you. And you're going to find your happiness too. I promise. I think you should get some rest. If you just joined, before you go, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Help my engagement. All right. It's not a problem at all. No problem. I'm here if you need me. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm here if you need me. Okay, so thank you so much for trusting me with your I don't want to say your problem because that sounds horrible, but your life experiences and even caring for my opinion.
Will do. You are very welcome.
All right. Good night. I hope you have a good night. We're not leaving, but she's leaving, so I was saying good night. Don't hang up. We're still here. Okay. We are talking about making money online. We're talking relationships, which we actually just did our relationship segment. So what is left is the rest of making money online and weight loss journeys, which we actually that overlapped a little bit. We talked about a little bit of all of that. Okay. With the making money online thing and just when you're trying to do something new in general, we kind of talked about how people don't seem to want to tell you this information. Everything from when you tell somebody, hey, I'm trying to make money online. I want to start a business for myself or I want another stream. It seems like people are not as open to tell you how you can make this happen. Yeah. And it's kind of like you have to just play a game of figuring it out for yourself. Yep. And that applies to anything. I mean, it applies to YouTube. It applies to if you want to start a business, if you want to start a blog, if you want to create a website, if you don't know how to edit and you ask somebody that does, if you want to get into photography and you ask somebody what camera they should get, it's a lot of secretiveness and it's a lot of like, I don't want to say hate, but it's like we don't want to see each other win sometimes. So I would love to see more people that I connect with through these lives and with my channel, that we be the change we want to see in that. Because I feel like we helping each other is a positive thing. I feel like whatever is for you no matter what. And so you telling somebody some information, it's not going to hurt you, because what's in your path that God destined for you is yours, you know? So telling somebody information that helped you is not going to decrease what you get. Absolutely. Absolutely. We definitely need to be the change that we want to see. So, for people that just joined, um, we did a video sharing the 5 sites that we use to take surveys online. Yes, the video is longer than usual, but it's because we are being very honest and thorough with you about sites you can use. These all pay with PayPal. We both use them. He or I or both have gotten paid doing these things. Free information. It's not a scam. I don't got time to be scamming people, but it's just things that we've done. Now, I was talking about mystery shopping before I got the relationship question. That's something that I also signed up for last month, I think. And I haven't gotten paid yet because they pay you on a monthly basis, kind of like YouTube does. So once I get paid, I plan on doing an update and a video for y'all to talk about mystery shopping and give y'all the information. Um, Another stream that I kind of shared in some of my recent uploads is selling clothes. And excuse me, a lot of people use Poshmark, but you can also use sites that don't charge you, like OfferUp, 5 Miles, Craigslist, anything in that vicinity, even Facebook Marketplace, to sell stuff. And I think that those things are really good as a way to have an extra stream. Now, speaking of streams, Desmond actually makes shirts. He has a business where he makes apparel. So he has shirts, he has wristbands, and he also does art. Like he can paint. So I'm going to let him talk about that.
That is definitely something that is time consuming and can be a little expensive if you're doing it yourself. I have a friend who just started his own apparel business and basically went through third parties who make his shirts and ship his stuff. And he's doing okay so far. So it's definitely a way to be able to make money, but it doesn't have to just be pressing t-shirts or pressing apparel, making clothing, selling art. I mean, if you um, cook, if you bake, if you do hair, if you watch kids, if you can clean shoes or cut grass or just anything that you enjoy doing that people would pay you to do, right. You can do that. One of my frat brothers has a business just restoring shoes. He just goes in and cleans your shoes, top to bottom, laces, the soles and everything. He does pretty well making his own money restoring shoes. Um, I mean, it's just a plethora of things you can do to be able to make money. The biggest thing is making sure you market your product and making sure you're at a point with your product to where you want to be able to sell it. Mm-hmm. That's something that's very important because as you continue to grow in your craft, as you continue to get better, your prices are going to go up because you're using more of your technique and it's not just a hobby anymore. You're starting to actually invest money into it. You're starting to drive around the city and do certain stuff to be able to get your business done. You use your social media to get your business done. You use your own personal phone for people to be able to call you, text you, hit you up on social media, and you be able to answer. You're able to use that business to do more things. And even if you don't want to make it a full-time business, it's at least some extra income week to week, month to month that helps you get by. I am selling wristbands. They basically say bet on yourself, and it's basically just a slogan for you to understand that when you look in the mirror, when the chips are down, when everything has gone wrong, you're able to understand that you bet on yourself enough to take a chance, um, take that next leap of faith, and be able to do something on your own to try to create some residual income. Sounds crazy. It's definitely really really hard, but it's worth it in the end. It's at times more gratifying making that money than going to a 9 to 5 or going to a job where you work for somebody else in order to make money. It's very satisfying if you truly love what you do. My advice is for you to definitely do something you enjoy. If you're doing something just because you think it's gonna make money, it may not be as rewarding when you're taking the journey. It's not always gonna come fast. For the folks who do hit it fast, congratulations. But you have to learn how to maintain it. And once you learn how to maintain it, you've been through your ups, you've been through your downs. You can talk about certain things where you failed without really being upset because you know it was a learning moment and you know that that's going to happen anyway. Then you're taking steps in the right direction. But I encourage everybody, if you can just find something you do that makes money, even if you just take surveys or you just want to write Amazon reviews for products, because people will pay you, which Yosha already does. People will pay you to write reviews of their product. It lets them know, well, what do we need to fix and what's going well and what should we add? Do we need more color? Do we need more flexibility? Do we need more stability? Just
And
a number of things that you can do.
And to piggyback on that, like my goal is to have between 7 or 10 streams. Some things may be like passive, like affiliate marketing, and some things might include me using my skills. But I want to be able to use my talents and my skills to every degree necessary to make money. Okay, like I can write. I want to be able to be paid for my ability to write. um, I edit and I film YouTube videos and I like to give advice. I would love to eventually be able to go and motivationally speak to people and, you know, be paid for something that I enjoy doing anyway. I help some people with their resumes. I plan on eventually offering a service where I can help you with your resume, your cover letter. Really, cover letters are not. I mean, you can get sometimes companies want them, but I don't feel like they are always read because resumes are barely read most of the time with
Yeah,
from human
very true.
resources, let alone another longer version of your resume which explains, why you're a good fit and why the company wants you and why you should, be hired over the next
And
person.
that's something I just went through at a job fair not too long ago. It was the first time I was ever at a job fair where HR was actually there to let you know if you were qualified for the job you want to apply for. They would sit there and look at people's resumes and look at experience and look at what they had made and where they had worked, and they would be honest with you. He was like, one guy who was in the line, he was just like, "Sir, you're just not qualified yet to be able to apply for this position. Here are ones that you're actually qualified for and that fit you." So, I mean, you definitely want to have an understanding of what you enjoy doing, what in some ways comes natural to you, or you have the mind space, and basically you're hungry to learn about certain things. I feel like those things are way more beneficial to you. You'll enjoy them whether the money's coming in or not. It'll push you to want to be better once you see your own growth, and you basically just you're finding something that whether you get paid or not, you still want to do it.
And I went to a session recently about like money management and preparing for retirement and just preparing for your future. And I think like as a millennial, we sometimes chase the traditional way, like working a 9 to 5. And I don't think it's an issue with working a 9 to 5 if you can find something that uses your skills and helps others and gives you joy. Not that the job, if you lose it, or the career, if you lose it, should mean that you don't have anything left, but just basically you get up every day and you're happy to go do it because you like what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like once you get to that point, a lot of us as millennials, we get comfortable and we just settle in on that one thing and we put all our eggs in that one basket. And then if we don't make enough, we'll just do overtime or we'll just make do with what we have. But we don't realize that that right there is your security blanket per se, until you can build enough streams on your own with a business, with a side hustle, with a passive stream, with a residual income, whatever you want to do, builds up to surpass that to where you can focus on that dream um, full time. So for me, like I have a job that I really, really enjoy and it pays my bills and it allows me to save and it's allowed me to get really far in life. Now I'm to a point where my passion, which is writing, editing, speaking to people, is the stream that I want to focus on and build because I'm in a place now where I'm not struggling as much. And I want to be able to reach the masses and I have the ability to focus in on it. In addition to that, I want to, I want to know something about everything. I want to know how to make money online with surveys. I want to know how to promote myself on social media. I want to know how to reach people and I want to know how to start an online business and promote it and all that stuff. I want to know how to do some of everything so that if one of my streams is no longer available, if that traditional thing that I have is no longer available, it's okay because you know what? I got 5 other ways to make money. And so, what I encourage you to do, young millennial like me, I'm 26, I'm a millennial, is figure out ways to open up your streams. My goal is 7 to 10 streams that bring income every month. And the reason why that is because once you get to that point, you can have money going in different places and you can start investing and you can, have money being invested, money being saved, good credit, money put to the side for a vacation, money put to a side for emergencies. And it's not as stressful when those unexpected things come up in your life. And you don't have to wipe out all the money that you have in your savings because you only have one stream of income and that's your full-time 9 to 5 job. So I encourage you, if you have a skill, if you can do hair, cut it, braid it, twist it, straighten it, press it, you good at nails, eyelashes, you personal train people, if you cook out your house and you sell plates, I recommend that you find ways to make that money stretch. And if you know people that are unemployed or don't have jobs, I encourage you to get here on this YouTube and Google and look at different ways you can make money online with PayPal. Surveys being included, because guess what? Making $50 or $60 a week taking surveys online is better than not making anything.
True.
So that's the making money online. I don't have nothing else about that. If you want more details about online survey taking, yes, please go watch that 20-minute video that we put out because we talked about 5 sites that pay via PayPal that we have used. And there's only one on that list that I don't care for. So the other 4 are solid and I've been paid on all. Now y'all see my hair is different. When I recorded that was a couple weeks ago. The last one that I talked about, I got paid on that one too. And they're all legit. They all pay with PayPal. Their referral codes, if y'all want to bless a sister and be one of my referees, there's no money or anything like that, like that it's going to cost you. But if you sign up with my link, then I will get a referral credit anytime you cash out. But guess what? If you sign up with my link and you don't use it, I will not get paid. So whether you sign up with my link or don't sign up at all, I'm just trying to share this with you as a way for you to make money online. In addition to encouraging you to figure out what your talent is and make ways for your ends to meet other than that 9 to 5 that you have. So, yeah. I don't have anything else about that. We'll move into health goals.
What was it?
Weight loss and health, because everybody doesn't want to lose weight. I do though. I need to lose some weight, y'all. I want to lose about how much should I lose? I say between 35 and 50 pounds is how much I want to lose, and then I want to transition to a strength training journey at that point because I feel like my pre-baby body is not necessarily going to be my reality in the future, but I do think I can get close if I put the dedication and time and the proper diet in to get there. So yeah, I know y'all probably saw the video on my channel with my mother-in-law, Melissa Brock. She was in our comments earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but her and I are gonna be working together a lot because she is amazing and she already reached her fitness goals or her one of her biggest fitness goals, and now she's trying to also slim down a little more and tone up. But she is a great trainer, nutritionist, motivational person, and she wants to help others and in a natural way to lose weight. So I'm super excited because I am ready to take this to the next level so that I can get snatched, honey. Snatch, fine, fine. All right, I'm done. What are your goals, Mr. Brock?
No, just more so drop some weight, and that's really about it. But I mean, a lot of it, because I was smaller at one point, is what you eat, not so much as how often you work out. If you work out 6 days a week, but you eat like crap, it's not really gonna do much.
This. Well, you don't work out 6 days a week, but you do work out more than I do. But you eat kind of, and I work out at least once a week, but I don't always eat the best either.
Yeah, I work out about 3 to 4 days a week.
So that's our problem. We just gotta do better
with diet.
With our diet.
Yeah.
So
with strength cardio and sitting in a sauna or like sitting in a whirlpool.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is what you eat, and how you eat it. Because if you get baked chicken, but you dip it in a bunch of barbecue sauce, you're kind of working against yourself.
I feel like you just threw a whole bunch of shade just then, but it's okay.
I really didn't, but like if you eat,
I like barbecue sauce on my baked chicken.
I mean, if you eat baked stuff, but you're covering it with a bunch of sauces and like a bunch of sugary seasoning, it's not doing anything for you because you're taking in the extra sugar and calories and all that stuff that you're taking in from the sauces. It's not doing you any good.
That's fair.
This guy that I watch a lot, CT Fletcher, for people who know who he is, like he says, you're not dieting for taste.
What? Yes, the hell I am.
No,
you ain't gonna eat it. The food nasty.
No, but that's the thing. You're not dieting for taste. You're dieting for a new look and a new body. So you're not going to be able to eat stuff that tastes.
I like Mr. Fletcher. Dad. I want to taste my food.
It's not always going to be super salty and taste like it came out of a 5-star restaurant because that's not what it's for. You're cutting down on sugar. You're cutting down on salt. You're not using certain sauces.
You better get some bell peppers and onions and some lemon juice, cause baby, that food gonna be bland as hell.
You're not gonna like all that same stuff you're normally eating is not just going. You're not gonna be able to eat the same stuff and get new results. Essentially.
Yeah.
So you have to look at that. Like my mom was telling us earlier today. Oh yeah, you can eat baked potato or you can eat French fries, but if you eat a baked potato that's loaded with cheese and sour cream and you got a whole bunch of bacon and you got garlic salt and all that stuff on it, you're not doing yourself any favors because you done took the nutritional value away. You're not just eating a baked potato. You're having a full experience with a potato. You're having a bunch of grease and salt and
for me, I think a really good way to do a baked potato is to bake it in the oven with a little bit of water in the bottom of your pot or your pan rather, and basically you want to stab some holes in your potato so the water and the moisture stays in and it doesn't get dry, and then you can kind of lightly split it down the middle, and then I like to pour a little bit of kosher salt and coarse black pepper over the top after brushing the potato with olive oil. So you bake that in the oven on 375 to 400 for about 45 minutes. I usually bake like
I do
5
about
at
5
once.
hours.
45 minutes to an hour. I do around 45, 50 minutes. And then you split them open after letting them kind of stand for 10 minutes after taking them out of the oven. And you put a little bit of butter, like a tablespoon or less. And then you put some shredded cheese, like sharp cheddar. And then you can put some frozen broccoli that's been cooked and crush it up. And you have a vegetarian loaded baked potato. And it's not as heavy as putting like sour cream, bacon. What else unhealthy you can put in there?
I mean, just really
Extra butter,
it's the
extra
sour,
dairy, and
really
all
it's
that.
the sour cream, the bacon, and all
But
that extra
if
butter
you-
and stuff. That
And if you don't
that
do,
does
if
it.
you're vegan and you don't do any cheese and you or butter, then the olive oil with the broccoli and the seasonings will be a good flavor for you. So I feel like that's a really nutritious way to do a baked potato without going crazy with it. And it will taste good, but I like broccoli and cheese. So I like a little bit of cheese in mine. But a good thing that you can do is measure. Measuring stuff. Not only is it good for you, but when you measure your food and your condiments and stuff, you realize how many servings of something you're actually eating.
Yeah.
When you read labels and stuff, like you be thinking, oh yeah, I'm just get a spoonful of this, and you don't realize that your spoonful is actually bigger than a tablespoon. So you might be putting like 6 tablespoons of butter on something, or 6 tablespoons of sour cream on something, thinking that it's only 15 calories or 30 calories, but you done times that by 6 because you putting a whole bunch on there. A serving of shredded cheese is like between a 1/3 cup and a 1/4 cup. But a lot of times and you done put 3 or 4 servings of cheese on your stuff. And then you be wondering why you gassy or your stomach feels tight later. And it's because a lot of us are lactose intolerant, even though we still be eating dairy. So you got to kind of limit it. Do you a little bit of butter, a little bit of cheese, or omit the cheese sometimes and replace it with vegetables butter and salt and pepper, olive oil, salt, pepper. When I did keto, I learned about healthy fats. So olive oil, avocado oil, avocados. You can start replacing some of that greasy stuff with the better stuff, and it's better for you. Doing cabbage soup diet got me into smoothies. Oh, I have been drinking smoothies ever since doing cabbage soup diet, and I realized how sweet fruit is, and how when you're trying to diet, you can replace like candy and sweets with fruit. So many sweets are fruit. Sweets are fruit. So many fruits are sweet. So you can put bananas or pineapples or mangoes in a smoothie and it's going to make it really sweet. And then you mix it with something tart, like pretty much any of the berries. Berries are so tart, like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. All those are kind of more sour. Sometimes strawberries are sweet. Most times, if it's not ripe, it's not going to be sweet. But that's a healthier way to do it. And you can make smoothies with water. You put cranberry juice in your smoothie or, organic apple juice or whatever you want. But if you use sweet enough fruits like bananas, that'll sweeten your smoothie for real. But Desmond hates bananas, so that's how I learned that pineapples and mangoes make it sweet too. Especially if you get a real, real ripe one. You can mix fresh and frozen. Frozen is good because it serves as your ice in a smoothie. But when you do like some fresh berries in there, it just gives it a nice taste. Squeeze some lemon or some lime in there. Ooh, yeah, it's the bomb. So that's a good way to incorporate fruit. And then I like to sneak veggies in my smoothies, like if we have it. A lot of times, sometimes we don't have any. But right now we had spring mix. I know people like, you put spring mix in your smoothie, girl? I'm like, yeah. Sneak them vegetables on in there. So you just put a little bit in there, but you got to make sure you use berries and a banana or mango, something to help sweeten it because that's kind of tart, right? But it's a good way to get your fiber, and then you can put you some flax seeds in there. Boom. That's good for you, and you got your sweets. So I don't know, y'all, but for me, I like to cook. I don't cook a lot. My husband cooks way more than I do, but I like to cook. And I enjoy trying different recipes. A lot of times when I cook new things, it's because, you know, I want to try some new recipe or something that I saw. So I want to say cooking at home is such a great way to help you with a transition because you can control how much salt you're putting on it, how much sugar is in it, how much fake stuff is in it, how much is organic. And even if you make a hamburger and fries or a homemade Philly cheesesteak or wings, which we've made all of the stuff that I'm naming, it's going to be way healthier than you going to get it from American Deli, okay? Because you know what's in it. It's not McDonald's. It's a real burger. You know, even if the fries were from the frozen section, you can bake them things in the oven. Or you can deep fry them like we do most of the time. But either way it goes, you're controlling what's going into your body, and that can help you lose weight. So, yeah, for me, I guess I'm going to try to do updates for y'all every week. I feel like weekly updates help me to be more accountable. This year, I was killing it for the first 3 or 4 months because I was posting online and I was working out heavy. And I lost like 25 pounds like that. So, us being at the beginning of September, because it's the 6th, I feel like if I kind of pick up that same cadence where I'm sharing online and I'm working out like that and I get my diet together, then I can probably lose another 20 before 2020. Oh, I should start a thing 20 before 2020. I like that. I like that right there. All right. Well, let's see. Thank you. Thank you, Kayla. But yeah, like for me, my food gotta taste good. So when you was talking about the guy said it's not about taste, for me it gotta be tasting right, or I'm not gonna eat it. Ooh. You know I won't eat it.
I'm not.
You know I made something super healthy before and I didn't like it, and I eat it for a day or two, and then it be stuck in the refrigerator for the rest of the week. I have to like
Yeah,
it.
I'm not completely disagreeing with you, and to be honest with you, I mean, I've had stuff like that where I eat stuff that doesn't have a lot of taste to it, and it does help you. It does help you not eat as much because you don't want it as much because it doesn't taste as good, but it gives you your
Maybe that's the
vitals.
point.
Yeah, well, I mean, not that, but it gives you your vitals. You're actually getting your vitamins, your minerals, your proteins, your nutrients from that stuff without getting a lot of bad stuff like extra oil and extra salt and just a lot of stuff that you don't need.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's stuff like that. Like I was talking to this guy who has one of the best workout. Not talking to him. I was listening to a podcast where he was talking about a lot of the stuff where for the folks he helps with nutrition, he makes them watch certain movies that are based around nutrition, so you understand what you're putting in your body. And then he tells
You
them
know what?
immediately.
That's a good idea.
And then
Yeah, like it's like watching the McDonald's movie
well, no,
or
it's
the What the
I
Health or
have to.
something.
No, it's not that. It's something that's completely different. Even it goes past like it goes into what GMOs do to you, genetically
Oh,
modified
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. It goes into that. It goes into just stuff like the everyday food we eat that's not organic.
Right.
What that does to you, even if it is broccoli or if it is carrots or cabbage or whatever, because it can be genetically modified. What does that do to your body? What does it add to your body? What does it take away from your body?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he does a lot of that. And in that, I know even with my mom, and I was like this for a long time until like we pretty much moved away from my parents. Was just like the stuff you eat, the more organic stuff you eat, not eating stuff that's been frozen, eating fresh stuff, trying to cook and not use your microwave so much if you can help it, re-steaming your food or reheating your food in a pan versus microwaves and just convection ovens and different things like that. It definitely makes a difference because when you're eating natural stuff, it tastes different, but you also you're getting better results from it if you make it correctly.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that that definitely makes a difference. Yeah, and like Kayla's saying, yes, go to your local farmers market. Here in the Metro Atlanta area, you go to, for at least for me, we used to go to the DeKalb Farmers Market all the time. They have, of course, a very large produce section. They have a very large selection of spices and herbs. You also have your own meat and dairy section that are
Mhm.
all natural products. So when you go in there and you get your chicken, yeah, your chicken's a lot smaller. Why? Because it's not genetically modified. It's not steroided. It's not on all this unhealthy stuff. So your chicken
Mhm.
is smaller. Your ribs are smaller. Your steaks can be bigger, but they're gonna cost you a whole lot more too. It's gonna be like double the cost because that cow was actually um, basically
Farm
farm
correctly.
farm raised, but without all the steroids
Trying to get
and
the milk
just trying to make
faster.
them, yeah, trying to make them bigger and develop faster so they can kill them earlier. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
costs more. You're able to get more natural wild animals like elk and deer and bison and just stuff you're not gonna find in your grocery store on an everyday basis. You're gonna find chicken, turkey, um, pork products, beef products. But when you go out and you start seeing elk and deer and goat and all of this stuff that you're not just gonna see in Walmart or Kroger, sometimes you'll see it in Publix, but it's not as normal. You're gonna have to go to people who actually hunt those animals, like elk and deer, to be able to get that stuff.
Mhm.
Or if you go see wild boar, you're not gonna see people who just always sell wild boar because it's wild. You have to go hunt that. Same thing with alligators. Same thing with certain
Is bison one?
bison. Yeah, they repopulated it, and actually Ted Turner, the guy who used to own the Braves and created CNN and TBS and TNT and all that stuff. Basically, he helped to repopulate
Oh.
bison in Montana, and he owns a large chain of restaurants called Ted's Montana Grill, when you can go in and get certain bison products.
Excuse me.
So, I mean, yeah, you have people who you're able to hunt that stuff and basically um, save stuff for your family. That's something I would love to start doing in the very near future, is hunting and learning how to be a good fisherman, and you go crawfishing and crabbing and I mean, shrimping is extremely expensive because you have to have a boat for that. But you learn how to do certain stuff and catch certain food for yourself where you're just going to get fresh produce from your markets. But you have to be willing to invest money if you're going to eat well
Yeah,
and
and that's the
educate
problem. A lot of
yourself.
people don't have either the education or the funds.
Right. And I mean, even in educating yourself, just one thing that people say, read the back of your labels.
Yeah,
See what an actual serving of something is.
see the servant, and also read your ingredients
Yeah.
list. A lot of the stuff that we eat that's really cheap has a lot of unidentifiable ingredients on the
Yeah.
back, and it's not good for you. If you look at your organic items, you're probably gonna find, and I don't mean stuff just has organic slapped on it. I mean true organic items.
Well, it's like
You,
6 items or less
that's what
to
I'm gonna say.
create
You'll
the
see less than 7 ingredients most of the times on the back of that stuff, even if it's something like bacon.
it's
Bacon,
literally pork,
if you get
salt.
yes, if you get uncured bacon, which is actually good for you, then the ingredients in that is like the pork, celery, salt, and
Pepper,
pepper, and I
and
think
sometimes brown
um,
sugar.
some sort of yeah,
It's
sometimes maybe sugar, like, but not really,
it's
because
like
I
a
think the sugar is when they cure it.
yeah.
So it's like 6 ingredients in uncured bacon, and if you ever look in your Publix or your Kroger at the bacons that are the cheaper price are cured bacon. If you see something that says uncured bacon, it will probably be $4 to $6 more than the uncured
Yeah.
one, because that is the one that's basically your organic bacon, because it was the pigs were raised right and they didn't eat crazy things just to grow big and
Yeah.
to produce bacon for us. They actually got to have a quality of life before being
Killed.
put down
Yeah.
for us to eat. So you, the same thing with grass fed like
Chicken,
chicken,
beef.
or is it chicken or the beef? I think a
Both.
grass fed
It's
beef.
grass fed beef and
That's-
corn fed chicken.
So the chickens are supposed to actually eat corn, but
Yeah.
cows are not.
Cows are
What
just
else? Who
supposed to
else are
eat
not?
grass.
They're supposed to eat grass. So that's why grass fed beef is good, because that's supposed to be what they eat. You're not giving them something foreign like corn, which corn is a carb, and carb makes them swell, and they, modifying you, genetically modifying, or and you giving them things that are not good. But more to come on this, guys and girls that are watching, and the people that are going to watch this after the fact. This is definitely something that I really want to get under control. Not only because I want to be fine again, but just because I want to live longer. I want to have a better quality of life in my 20s. I do want to have more children, and I don't want to be bigger than I was with the first pregnancy, because it's already high risk when you are overweight and you are carrying. It's just a lot that you got to worry about: diabetes, pregnancy diabetes, being swollen more than usual because you are already overweight. It's too much. So I want to get my health in order better than I am now and stay on track so that I can get this weight off and keep it off. I can be fine, and me and my husband can be fine together. We work out together and we'll be fine together. Cool. So I think we're gonna get ready to end the video. I want to thank y'all so much for watching and joining us for our first Real Talk Live after taking about a month off. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. I want to thank y'all for your time tonight. And if you have any questions or suggestions for next week, please comment down below and let us know in the comment section or on my community tab on my channel. I am going to post a video as soon as not a video, I'm sorry. I'm going to make a post as soon as I end this live telling y'all thank you and to ask for feedback should you want something to be mentioned next week. Thank you so much for watching, and we really, really, really appreciate y'all giving us something to do on this Friday night. Y'all have a great night and a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.